For Marcus, life had always moved with precision, like one of the blueprints he used to sketch. But losing his brother, Daniel, in a tragic drowning accident shattered the foundation he had built. Guilt haunted him daily. He blamed himself for not being there, for not answering his brother's desperate final call. Work became meaningless. Days slipped into nights, and before Marcus knew it, his savings dwindled, his friends grew distant, and he was left clinging to memories instead of ambitions. That evening on the park bench, staring at his brother's photograph, something shifted inside him. Daniel had always been the dreamer, the adventurer, the one who believed in endless possibilities. And it was Daniel who had once said, "The summit is never found at the start of the trail. Every step in between is where the story lies." For the first time in years, Marcus felt a flicker of warmth, a calling. In honor of Daniel, he made a decision. He would attempt to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, a dream his brother never had the chance to chase. The next morning, Marcus sold what little he had left and joined a local gym for training. His first attempt at the treadmill was humiliating. A mere 3 minutes left him gasping. People stared, a few even smirked. Yet, instead of retreating, Marcus heard Daniel's voice in his mind. Every step matters. Over the weeks, Marcus embraced the grind. Lunges, hikes, and fitness classes began to replace his days filled with self-pity. He pored over maps of Kilimanjaro and devoured books on climbing. But it wasn't just physical conditioning. It was the mental battle that became a bigger mountain to conquer. The whispers of doubt clung to him like a shadow. But every time they spoke, Marcus silenced them with a single mantra. Daniel believed in me. I'll believe in me too. Months later, Marcus stood at the base of Kilimanjaro, nervously clutching his gear. The imposing peak towered against the sky, almost mocking his resolve. Joined by a group of strangers, each with their own reasons for the climb, Marcus began the ascent. Every day brought new challenges: thin air, blistering cold, and physical exhaustion. There were moments when he wanted to turn back, tears streaming from frustration and pain. But then, stories from his fellow climbers gave him renewed strength. One woman was climbing to honor her late husband. An elderly man aimed to complete his 10th summit after surviving cancer. Their resilience became infectious, their grit lighting a fire within Marcus to keep moving forward. By the 4th day, the summit was near, but Marcus's body was failing him. His legs burned, his lungs felt like they were collapsing. As he sat on a rock, doubts surged. "Just give up," the old voice whispered. But then, he remembered something his brother had once told him. When you don't think you can take another step, take one more, and then decide. Guided by those words, Marcus forced himself upright, took a shaky step, and then another. When Marcus reached the summit, as the sun's golden rays blanketed the peaks, he dropped to his knees. Tears streamed down his face as he held up Daniel's photograph to the sky. In that moment, he understood. This climb was never about the mountain. It was about reclaiming his life, about turning grief into purpose. The summit wasn't just geographical, it was the transformation he experienced along the way. As he descended the mountain, Marcus felt lighter, freer. The guilt that had weighed him down for years now felt distant. It didn't disappear, but he realized something important. Pain doesn't leave us. It shapes us and can push us to grow. Daniel's death wasn't his fault, but honoring his brother's legacy was his choice. Marcus's story is a testament to the power of taking that first step, no matter how daunting it seems. Life will knock you down, strip you bare, and test every part of your spirit. But as long as you're willing to take one more step, you never truly lose. So, what mountain will you climb next? Whether it's mending a broken relationship, pursuing a long-lost dream, or simply getting out of bed tomorrow, every step forward matters. Take the first one today and see where it leads. Daniel would have called it your own summit story.